Hello friends, once again Josie Joe here. Ion joining us once again. Look, from a bar in Hawaii this time. Look, he's got his Vegas cap on. I got my Aviators jersey on. Because this time we're talking about another travel web show. Since he's at a bar, I thought it'd be a great idea. He is in Hawaii. He's in Hawaii. He's ready to go. Put a question out on social media, though, and it took him a long flight to get there. So we want to know, how do you pass the time on a long flight? You know, Joel and I travel all over the place all the time. We both got our suggestions, but what do you do to pass the time on a flight? We got lots of your ideas coming up, so we're looking forward to hearing what you got to say on this one. But Joel, let's go to you first, out there all the way in Hawaii. How did you pass the time on your flight all the way out there?
I didn't really do anything. I kind of fell asleep. And that's probably the best options for people like me who freak out when they have to fly. So I know I'm wearing an Aviators hat right now, but still, that's definitely the case.
That's one of my suggestions, too. You know, one thing that I like to do is, you know, when I get in a plane, I tend to fall asleep as well. You know what? I fall asleep on beaches, too, but definitely on planes. Especially, I like the part where it takes off, you know, goes around the runway and you get that power goes in the air. But after that, I'm out. The other thing that I do, the other thing I do past the time that I like is, of course, have an adult beverage. That helps, too. So, and I also I'll try to binge watch a couple of shows, too. We'll get to that, a couple of your suggestions in a moment. So, lots of you had your ideas for what you would do on a plane. So, let's get to it right now. Mr. Rosario writes in and says, break night before the trip, and as soon as you get strapped in, pass out, seatbelt on, of course, but you'll sleep before takeoff and wake up on landing. Cool Papa 654 agrees. Sleep, sleep, sleep. I always short myself, sleep the night before, get a cozy window seat, put on a couple of NPR podcasts, put on an eye mask, fly to the clouds, and I zonk out. Sleep the whole trip. I mean, as I told you, Joel, I have no problem sleeping on planes pretty much, you know, the whole way. I mean, how about you? You can sleep the whole way, right?
You're lucky because I would love to be able to do that. You'll have to teach me the secrets when you and I go to London next month.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I try to get, a bunch of sleep, the week building up to it, but then, the night before, getting there, just like Mr. Bazaar wrote in and said, I try to, back off into sleep a little bit, too, just so that I'm tired, and I also either try to sit on the aisle or the window. If you sit by the window, you have more room to make, a little rest area, and if you're on the aisle, at least, you know, for all the drinks I have on the plane, it gives me a chance to get up and go to the bathroom, so there's that, too. Let's get to more of your comments right now because Good Life Dreamer writes in and says, alcohol? And Steph, Clever NY Handle, writes in and she says, beer and pills. You know, a friend of mine used to get all Xanaxed up before he'd get in a plane. And Joel, I know for a fact that you enjoy a couple adult beverages while you're in flight.
I agree with her. That's my specialty. So I wish I had some Xanax or something. Some of it would just knock you out, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about taking off and landing. All that shit would be great.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you got to understand that when you buy booze on a plane, too, you know, it is expensive. It's not cheap. But, you know, if you're prepared to do that, that's okay, you know. I'm fine having a beer, but, you know, my go-to cocktail no matter where I go is usually a rum and Coke. But, you know, a beer on a plane is fine, too. I mean, what kind of drink do you prefer to have in flight?
It depends on the flight because everything is so different. But you want something powerful. You want something that's going to knock you out. So it's kind of like a diet. It just depends person by person. But you want something powerful for sure.
You know, the interesting thing is, too, and it's been proven, when you're in flight, too, you know, the altitude does affect, how the alcohol affects you. It is proven that you will get drunk faster, but you know what? Sometimes maybe that's part of the fun.
Absolutely is. It's the only part of the fun, in my opinion.
It does make it, after you deal with, the TSA and going through all that security and you're finally in the air, it's kind of like that. You know, you unwind and you have a cocktail and it really does help out. So let's go to more of your comments right now if you have lots more ideas. Folksy225 says, binge a show on Netflix. And Alan Trini writes in and says, my tablet with shows I download and power bank so it doesn't run out of power. Okay, so that's an interesting thing because a lot of planes now you can plug in and, you know, have enough power. Like my phone here, for example, it's the iPhone 7 Plus, so the headphone jack is the power jack. So that's kind of a pain. But the one thing, I'll try to actually pick flights and have that seat back TV in front of you, so at least I can binge watch shows in flight. I mean, I like doing that. What about you?
No, I agree with you. I would definitely do that. Anytime you can possibly do it, do it.
And one of my favorite shows, I actually have two favorite binge shows I want to binge watch. Number one, The Office. The Office is a great show to binge watch in flight. And then, of course, Star Trek, any of the Star Treks. That's always good in flight watching.
It's because nerdy.
It is what it is. Hey, the one thing you can do is you can load up a bunch of YouTube versions of the Brew and kick it back at Jersey Joe and be entertained for hours while you travel. See, that's the $1 million idea out there, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking out for you.
No, that's right. It truly is.
And then we have one final answer. So Starman writes in and he says, join the Mile High Club. You know, in this day and age, Joe, how planes are getting smaller and smaller, it's getting harder and harder to become a member of the Mile High Club.
Dude's got to come up with his own avatar before he says anything like that, though.
Would you ever join
your avatar? Show your face.
Would you ever join the Mile High Club?
It doesn't matter what you think. You can't say shit like that to us, and then nobody knows what you look like.
Would you join the Mile High Club, though?
Yes.
That's a good lie. That's a good lie. You know, the thing is, the problem in this day and age, too, like, if you want to, like, join the Mile High Club, is, like, you're actually holding up the bathroom like other people that really want to go. Like, that's a big problem, especially on the airplane shows. They pack more people in now, and people, like, really want to go. Well, it's hard to do when you got some dude, like, in there, and some guy and girl, two dudes or two girls, whatever, going at it in there, and really ruining the experience for the whole thing. And then you got to feel bad for the person that has to go next after that.
Just clean up. It's like anything else you do in there. You got to clean up.
Oh no! Right. That's right. You do want to clean up, but like I said, make sure
different substance, but similar concept.
I don't want that job. We just took this show down a whole nother level. Maybe that's a topic for another web show at some point, Mile High Club. That'll be
Speaking
interesting.
of other one.
I know.
Speaking of other show.
But hey, you know, we got lots more shows that you want to binge. You click our like and subscribe, put that like and subscribe button, and you can download us all the time too off of YouTube, and you know where to find us. And speaking of fun, Thursday and Kick It Back Jersey Joe, I'm going to take you aboard another plane, JetBlue's first class. It's called Mint. I'm going to take you on board. I'm going to show you how I got a deal, what the experience is like. I'm going to sample the food with you, and you get to see the live back seat. It's my own little pod, first class in JetBlue Mint. Thursday on Kicking Back at Jersey Joe. And the best part of that flight was when Joel, you picked me up at the airport and I was all inebriated after all those free cocktails they gave you in first class. Hey, free cocktails, that makes flying worth it.
Yeah, that was a good idea. And then when I had to pick up Joe, I had to explain to him what we were doing like 4 times. So. But it made his flight better.
It was fine. I know McCarran Airport. It's all good. But hey, you know what? Gotta give love to Vegas all the time. One of my favorite vacation destinations. So, you know what? You start the party early that way. So, hey, Jersey Joe here. I'm ready to party with you each and every week. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting on our live viewers. Thanks for joining in. And we'll see you next time, I hope.